You guys have nothing to lose if all you focus on is going and improving by 1% every single day. And you know you can do it because you see it all online. You see people doing it every single day. You know the things you need to do, yet you still don't do it. Okay? And it comes down to a lot of the time the fear of failure. And people are so scared of failing, of making themselves look stupid, of everything not going perfect. Life can't be perfect. But again, it's normal because we are human. And if you think about the sole purpose we're put on this earth for, it was to reproduce and survive. So why would we put ourselves in risky, uncomfortable situations, but then we do end up staying average? And if you're watching this, well, I know you don't want to be average, okay? And it's hard when you have all this fear of failure, the judgment around you to go and do the things you want to do. But again, you see people around you, so you know it's possible. You just need to start step by step, improving yourself. And if fear of failure wasn't hard enough, there's also this fear of success. People then even talk themselves out of wanting success. They're like, oh, money's a bad thing. I don't need money. Money's not going to help my life. Money doesn't even create happiness, or I'm going to have too many responsibilities. I just want to chill and live a happy life. Then they talk themselves out of even starting and trying anything in the first place. Now, a few years ago, well, all through school, through growing up, I was scared. I was scared of what people thought of me. I was scared of how I was performing. Like every time I'd go to play football or sport, I'd be so nervous, scared about what everyone thought about me around me all the time. In school, I'd misbehave to try and look cool, fitting in all the time, going and just doing stupid things that I shouldn't be doing, just because of this fear. Just because I didn't want to look like an idiot or like I was some nerd, you know. At the end of the day, it doesn't even fucking matter because where are those people now? Don't even talk to any of them, right? So, yeah, after that, I got into the gym. Like after like a few bad experiences and things happen, right? That's why you make changes. I got into the gym. I started improving myself more. Got into decent shape, but I was lost. I didn't know where to go in my life. I didn't know what to do. I knew I didn't want to go down the college route. I know I didn't want to go into sixth form and end up down university, but I was too scared to go and start something. Even though I was trying things like I was selling electric scooters, selling vapes, all the things you do. I was doing trading and never committing and going all in on something. I was still going down that route, even though I knew I didn't want to go down it. I got into sixth form and I got really comfortable. You know, I got a girlfriend and I still just knew I could be doing more. I was still going gym, I was still improving, but kind of eased off the gas. And then something in my brain ticked and was like, this isn't right. You're not happy. This isn't for you. And I dropped out. And I had nothing. I had absolutely nothing. I didn't lose anything either because I wasn't in a position I wanted to be in. Okay. And then I got myself into a job where I was an IT apprentice for 2 years. Right. And that's where the real comfort started. I was making about 30k a month with overtime. At 17, I was driving a 30k company car. I was traveling around for work. I went to Norway, I went to Sweden. I had this girlfriend and I was super, super comfortable. I'd laid off the gym. I'd laid off trying to make money. I'd laid off even like going out with my mates. I would go home, play Xbox, do the normal shit, chill with the girlfriend and not improve. I took my foot fully off the gas, and I did this for a good 2 years. Until the end of the 2 years, my head just couldn't do it anymore. I knew I had this potential. Like at this point, it was just like trying to press out of every side of my mind, and it was stressing me out, and I knew it. I was in pain with it, literally. Even though I was in this great position and all through school I achieved nothing, and people were like, oh my God, like, what are you doing? This is crazy. You're doing so well. How are you doing this at such a young age? It felt even more weird because at the same time I still knew this isn't what I was meant to be. Yeah, I was still getting all this praise, all this recognition, which made it even harder to escape this comfort. But eventually, when it started eating me up, when I literally just couldn't take it anymore, I made some very, to be fair, irresponsible decisions which changed some things, okay? Changed things in a relationship. I was no longer with this girl, and I thought it's now or never. Okay, this is a big moment in my life. Let's just change everything. And what I did was I joined a networking group. I put myself out there. This is something that I never thought I'd do. Joined a random group of guys online. Okay, went to meetups, started connecting with guys, joining the calls, and I found this one guy who was in the remote sales space, and he was making about 15k a month, and I'd never heard of this before. Remote sales, what is this? Like, sales is sales, this sounds good. Got on a call with him, I was like, what the hell do you do? Like, please just tell me what to do. And he told me, start with appointment setting. You can basically set up sales calls for these online businesses doing XYZ. Cool. We know the gist of appointment setting by now, hopefully. And I just found the first mentor I could find. I didn't care how much it cost. I didn't care if it cost $5,000. I was like, this is a way I can make money. I can see real people doing it. I want to do it. I want to get out of this situation. I want to build something of my life. So I went and found that first person. I invested, and I just went at it every single day. Get home from work till like 1, 2 in the morning. Get home from work till like 1, 2 in the morning. Be in the gym, working on my phone. Okay? There wasn't really much balance. I cut pretty much everyone out of my life, and I was just locked in, and I loved it because I was going after my passion for the first time in my life. It felt like I was awake for once. It felt like I was breathing real oxygen, and I just had this hunger, and I'd look in the mirror and I'd be like, I'm actually fucking doing it. I could see the money starting to come into my bank at this point. Paycheck straight into the bank. Like, sure, I'd seen money online before, like little bits, but nothing like this. This was different, and I knew there was a way out for me. So carried on going at it, putting in the work to the point where it had been about 3 months. And at this point, I was doing 3 to 4. The month after, I did 5k. But at this point, I was like, I'm quitting my job. I'm quitting my 9 to 5 where, yeah, cool, in a few years' time, maybe I can be on 50k. In 10 years' time, maybe, like, if I really try hard, I can be doing 100k a month. But 100k a month in 10 years' time is my actual worst nightmare. I want to be doing 100k a day. I have bigger visions, and I'm sure you do too. You don't want to be in some kind of little shitty office store if it's working for someone else. Okay, if they're making you be there, I'll happily place myself in an office store and work on my own business. But being there because you're someone's minion, nah, wasn't for me. So I quit the job, and I went all in, and it was fucking scary. It's one of the most scary things I've ever done, but it had to be done. And I went all in. I also made the transition from going from appointment setting to learning closing and helping coaching appointment setters. So I've coached in multiple appointment setting communities, and this is where I started it. And I basically went from this nice 3 to 5k with my 3k from the apprenticeship, and doing nearly 10k a month if we're talking USD. And yeah, it was a big shock. It was a big change. I flew out to Bali, and for the first month of this transition, I made nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I was losing my head. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I've got nothing. I have absolutely nothing. I've moved out to Bali. I'm portraying like this nice lifestyle and everything. And yeah, cool, I'm making money, but I have nothing. And this month has just kind of gone to shit. Like, what happens if the next month goes to shit? And it did. The next month was horrendous. I got packed with closing calls. I had like nearly 60 calls, and I closed something like 3 or 4. It was enough money to live on, sure, like out in Bali, and I did then another like 3 months in Thailand. But so that first month in Thailand, first month in Bali, it was enough money to live on. I was fine. I had loads of money, but I wasn't making the money. And I was going through just a mental warfare every single day, this fear of having nothing, of failing. And I just remembered thinking, if I fail, I can go back to the job, actually. I could go back, get any 9 to 5, and through the work ethic I know I could go have a career in a 9 to 5. Or I can go find another side hustle and just go all into that when I get enough money from this 9 to 5 to just put myself into that as well. And it's like, what do I actually have to lose? I literally don't have anything to lose. And it's when I fully had this realization, when I fully then started seeing the money really coming into play, because I had this detachment and I just had the knowing that I'm going to make this happen no matter what. And that's when I started seeing my success. That's when I started hitting the 10k months. That's when things actually started to fly to the point today where we're doing over 50k a month. And I'm still not happy. I'm not comfortable with this. I'm happy, yeah, but I'm not happy with where we're at because I know we can be doing higher. But life's great. I'm not scared of things anymore. I've done so many things that before I'd never even tried. It's not even just about making money online. It's about me living as myself. It comes down to so much more. So I know you're probably in a similar situation, and you're probably thinking, yeah, but how do I actually get over the fear of failure? And the truth is, there's no way to talk about like how you do it. It's more what you do. You just go and start something. You take the risk. Like, you can't just know what it's like to jump off a cliff without just taking a jump. You're never going to know what the other side of that experience is like. Okay? And the thing is with modern day life today is it's way too easy, man. Comfort, they want you to be comfortable. Comfort is literally embedded in you. You have Uber Eats and you can have meals delivered to your house. You can get an Uber to this place instead of walking for like 15 minutes. You know, you can just have a TV like that, bang. You can watch whatever you want that just stimulates your brain, and you can watch it for hours on end. Life is way too easy. And if you don't recognize this and if you don't snap out of it, then your whole life can just flash by like this. Life isn't designed to be this easy. It's like the saying, right, of like good times creates weak men. Weak men create bad times, and I can just see this is the way it's going. Like, it's too easy. Life's too easy. Like, you're going to lose track of everything. You're going to have a bad rest of your life because you're settling for this comfort. Snap out of it and realize that the situation I was in was literally the same as yours, and there's literally nothing making us different, and you can have this too. Okay? Failure only hurts if you label yourself as a failure. And the only way you can label yourself as a failure is if you stop trying. So if you settle for comfort, sure, you're a failure. But if you try and you actually go after your dreams, then what way are you a failure? You're the opposite, no? Like, failure's not a sign to stop. Because if you can go at stuff and never fail, well, you're not going to change as a person. You know, you're never going to change and become the man you want to become at the end of the day. Because if it was easy, if anyone could just go at it and just achieve it like that, well, number one, everyone would do it. But also, you're never going to change and grow, because the reason you change and grow is because you've hit a roadblock and now you need to overcome this. Okay? You need to either, I don't know, get in the gym, get in better shape, become healthier, unlock like a new level to your mindset, or learn a lesson, get an ego knock, realize you're not that big, you're not all this, and you need to, pick up the books. Realize the position you're in. You've got to have these failures to be able to grow further and beyond. So if you're not failing, you're not growing. So if you want to grow and if you want to become the man, the person that you knew you could always be, why are you not failing already? Okay, like if I told you that you can try something 100 times and you're going to fail every time, you're probably thinking, right, that's shit, why would I ever do that in my right mind? But what if I told you you're going to fail 100 times and on the 101st time, you're going to succeed and you're going to unlock your dream life and you're going to start living the way you've always wanted to live? Are you going to sit around and still go, oh no, what if I fail? Or are you just going to go at it with absolutely everything you got, knowing that failure is a part of it and this is how you're going to get to where you want to be? Because if you don't fail, like, it even becomes your, like, what is your perspective of failure? If we can change this perspective of failure so that it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing, and instead of running away from it, walk into it, then we can unlock any door we want to unlock. Okay? Pain only hurts. Like, this failure and the pain that comes with it only hurts if it's not getting you closer to where you want to be. If this pain is improvement, then it's the ideal place. Like, if you go to the gym and you're in pain, you're building your muscles. That's what we want. Like, who goes to the gym and aims to just be comfortable? Unless you're going there for the wrong reasons, right? If you actually want to improve yourself and you're going to the gym, you're going to go there to put yourself through pain so you can grow back stronger. Simple as that. The number one goal shouldn't be becoming successful as fast and easy as possible, because then it's not going to be valuable, right? Anyone could have it. It's not going to be like looked up at. It's about how hard it is. It's about the journey. It's about, people don't see you in a G-Wagon and be like, oh, really nice car. Like, I like that guy because his car's nice and I respect him because his car's nice. They respect you because it's hard to get and not everyone can get this shit. And the thing is, when I mentioned at the start, there's people already doing it. Just have a think. Are there people out there with less time, less money, less resources, less knowledge, just worse situation around them and just in a worse situation than you overall, that are still managing to go out there and be successful? Whether that's trading, dropshipping, remote sales, real estate, like whatever you want to pick. if there's people out there in a worse situation of you than you that have gone and been successful, what's different of you? What is this magic thing that means you can't go and do it? Is there a reason why you can't go and do it? Confidence isn't something that you wait for. It's something you create. Okay, you can't get confidence, conviction, you can't get clarity of your goals, of your mission by just sitting around and waiting for it to fall on your lap. You can't know that you're great without achieving greatness. Like, sure, you can think of it and you can idolize it, and sure, that's going to help you go start. You can think, I'm going to be great, I'm going to be looking like this, living like this, and imagine yourself there 100%. As long as you go back it up and make the greatness, then you can see the proof. And when you see the proof, you know that the hard work and the risks you're taking are paying off. And then you're going to take more risks and you're going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow until you reach your goals. There's nothing else to it. So the main takeaway is, if other people are doing it, why on earth would you be different? And it starts with that first step, and then the next step, and then the next step. But at the end of the day, it's not complicated. We all know what we need to do. You know what you need to do. So stop waiting around for someone to come hold your hand and help you do it, because it's not going to happen. Go and take that first step and actually become the man you want to become, for not just yourself, but your family and everyone that deserves you to become that person.